Hello everybody, welcome to Rising Hawk Tarot. This video is for the Sun Bear Zodiac sign of the Elk, and it is for the month of February. I am going to be doing a Celtic Cross, and seeing as it's February and Valentine's Day is coming up right around the corner, I decided to go with the Erotic Tarot for the initial spread. And at the very end of, I will clarify with the 1909 Tarot. And at the very end of the reading, I will pull three main themes from the Moonology Oracle. Okay, let's get started for the reading for February for the Elks. We start in your current general energy, and we start off with the Temperance card. So this is a card of alchemy. It's a card of changing one thing into another. I'm kind of feeling like with some of the Elks, I mean, a couple of you could just be changing from one thing to another, but I feel like a lot of you could be kind of experimenting with things this month. The message that's coming to mind is that you're trying to find the right recipe for a balanced life. So I think that is the current energy that the Elks, or at least some of the Elks, could be sitting in this month. Again, really like almost like I'm seeing like almost like a chemistry set, right? Like a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and you're just trying to find the right combinations of things to create that ultimate balance in your life. Next, we go to your crossing energy. And this is the energy that can either help us or hinder us. And here we have the Seven of Shells. So this would be the Seven of Cups. This is my card of being spoiled for choice. It can also be a card of a little bit of overthinking. So again, I love the idea of the Elks, that chemistry set, blending things together. The one thing I would say is try not to overthink it. Again, that Seven of Shelves can be a card of overthinking. So I would highly recommend that as you're creating this beautiful recipe, this beautiful blend for life, that you just kind of go with it, that you don't overthink it too much. But let's clarify this Temperance card and the Seven of Shells. Yeah, so we have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is about, or it can be about, knowing your limits. So again, and I feel like this is definitely related to that Seven of Shells. So again, just don't get too caught up in the spin of things in your mind. Don't take on so much that like your mind starts spinning and you can't handle it. So that's the only kind of caution I would say there. But otherwise, I feel like your general energies are looking pretty good. Next, we go to the foundations. And here we have the Eight of Feathers. So this would be the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is about setting yourself free from limiting beliefs and the things that hold you back. And again, I kind of get the feeling that a lot of the Elks have been doing this. You are actually setting yourself up to have a stronger foundation because you are letting go of these limiting beliefs. And again, I think this is the little chemistry set that I talked about too, right? That's just those limiting beliefs are just ingredients that don't belong in that recipe. But let's clarify the Eight of Feathers. With the Eight of Feathers, we have the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is a card of carrying burdens. However, it's also a card of, completing something. So, I mean, the idea of the Ten of Wands is that this guy planted those wands, and that is his harvest that he is bringing home with him. So even though it might be heavy, he's actually bringing his abundance back with him. And again, I kind of feel like that for you elks as well, that the burden of letting go of these limiting beliefs um, was probably pretty heavy. But again, you are coming to the end of that, and you're going to be able to, you grew these seeds into these wands, and this is your harvest that you are taking home. So I do feel the elks are bringing home a harvest in the area of their foundation. Next, we go to the area of our minds. And here we have the Three of Roses, or the Three of Pentacles. So this is a card of teamwork. It's kind of my card of teamwork makes the dream work, kind of card. So it's a card of collaboration, and working together with other people. So this is something I think that a lot of the elks maybe have been considering recently, is this idea, or you could be considering it over the month of February, really thinking about collaborating and working together with other people on something. Now, the one thing I will say with this too is that in the traditional tarot, there is a woman with a polka dot cloak in this card, and polka dots in the tarot are meant to represent fun. So it's just kind of Spirit's way of saying, don't forget to bring a little bit of fun into things as well. But let's clarify that Three of Roses. So with the Three of Roses, we have the devil energy. And the devil energy, this is about setting ourselves free from our inner demons. And again, I really feel like a lot of the elks are really doing that this month. Again, you had that Eight of Feathers or the Eight of Swords in your foundation, and the devil energy now in the area of your mind. So I really feel like you are setting yourself free this month from those things that have been keeping you in chains, or have or are keeping you bound and blinded. So I really love this. I really feel like the elks are setting themselves free this month. Next, we go to the area of the past. And here we have the Ace of Shells, or the Ace of Cups. And this would be our emotions overflowing. Um, So I kind of feel like, again, there probably has been a lot of emotions. And again, it really makes sense if you have been working to let go of your limiting beliefs, and you have been working on letting go and setting yourself free from your inner demons. You may have been a little bit emotional this past month, like January. January could have been a bit of a kind of a bit of an emotional roller coaster, is what I'm feeling here. But let's clarify that Ace of Shells. So with the Ace of Shells, we have the Sun. So I love it. Again, this just kind of says, like, again, so especially for those of you where January was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, I really kind of feel like things are going to be, leveling out again. I mean, both of these cards, like the Ace of Cups or the Ace of Shells, is also a card of, happiness, joy, and love, and our emotions overflowing. And the sun is the best card in the tarot. Again, love, joy, happiness, togetherness, family, children, everything like that. So I just think, again, especially if if January was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, I feel like coming into February, again, your emotions are still going to be overflowing, but I would say they are going to be overflowing with all the positive emotions, the happiness, the joy, and the love. So I really love that. uh, Give me just a second to take a little sip of my tea there. Okay. Next, we go to the very near future. And here we have the Eight of Roses, which would be the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is a card of quality work. So again, I do still feel that they're, like again, you guys have been doing a lot of work with that Eight of Feathers and that devil energy, really letting go of things. But it's still saying that in the next, at least in the very near future, there is still a little bit more work to be done. Not a lot, just a little bit. But this is again quality work. And again, when we put in quality work, we get quality results. So it just says, again, just keep working, just keep doing what you're doing. This is an encouragement to continue to put the work in. But let's clarify that Eight of Roses. So with the Eight of Roses, we have the Seven of Swords. Now this can be a card of lying, cheating, stealing. However, it's also a card of tactics. And that's kind of what I'm feeling more from this card with that Eight of Roses. Again, you've got this work coming up that you still need to do in the very near future. And the Seven of Swords kind of says you might need to go about it in a little bit of a different way. You might have to come up with a little bit of a different tactic to go at this work. Like this guy on the card, he is stealing those swords so that he doesn't have to fight to win the war. Okay. And so, again, I'm also getting the work smarter, not harder kind of thing, right? So again, you're doing quality work, you're putting the work in, but you don't have to make it hard on yourself. You can find an easier way. So I love it. Great messages so far, Elks. All right. Next, we go to the area of the next few months. And again, we have the Eight of Shells, and the Eight of Shells is walking away from things that no longer serve us. So I do feel, especially as you let go of those limiting beliefs and you conquer those inner demons, I think you're going to find, and again, right now, again, like I said, you are the chemist right now. You're just kind of, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, kind of nope, not that one. That's the kind of energy I'm feeling. And so what this is kind of saying is that over the next few months, as you continue to heal and as you continue to let go of these things, you may find that there are some things possibly that you had in your life or in your recipe that aren't serving you anymore. They probably did serve you at one point, but now that you have done this healing and you've come to a different place in your journey, these things are just no longer serving you anymore. And again, it's going to be another stage of walking away and letting things go. But let's clarify the Eight of Shells. So with the Eight of Shells, we have the High Priestess. So trust your intuition on this over the next few months. Okay, if something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. And if it does feel right, it probably is. So as far as those things that come up that walking away from things that no longer serve you, trust your intuition. You are going to know what those things are. And I think actually you're going to almost develop more of an instinct or more of an intuition about these things, more of a connection to what feels good in your heart and in your body. So again, just trust your intuition on what is no longer serving you. Next, we go into the area of our closest relationships. And here we have the Emperor energy. So it feels like you're kind of going into your closest relationships with a different level of confidence, I would say, which again makes sense as you let go of these things and as you welcome in this wonderful sun energy and that Ace of Cups and your emotions overflowing and all that happiness. I feel like you're going to have a little bit of a different vibe among your closest relationships. Like I said, more of this confidence, more of this boss-like energy. So I love it. Let's clarify that Emperor. So with the Emperor, dropped it. With the Emperor, we have the Hangman. So again, I think this is the Hangman is all about enlightenment and gaining knowledge and wisdom. He is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. And again, I think especially over the next few months, you're really going to be gaining a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom. And again, this is what's going to lead to that feeling of confidence. And again, I really think people are going to take notice of it, that they're going to notice the difference in you. So I really love it. Love it. All right. Next, we go to the area of our hopes and our fears. And here we have the magician. So the magician is all about the power of manifestation. You really do have the power to manifest whatever it is that you wish for, excuse me, in your life. And again, but the magician is also about focused attention, right? So it says that where we focus our attention, that is what we are going to manifest in our lives. So again, I would just maintain your focus on letting go of those things that aren't serving you, letting go of those limiting beliefs, freeing yourself from those inner demons, you know, and don't focus on those inner demons and those limiting beliefs. Just acknowledge them and then let them go. You want the focus to be on letting them go and releasing those things versus holding on to them and spinning on them or keep thinking about them. Like we just want to acknowledge those things and let them go. But let's clarify the magician. So with the magician, we have the Four of Swords. So this is a card of resting, relaxing, and recovering. So I would say definitely that's going to be important for you. Just to take some rest, take some time for yourself, some quiet, allow yourself a little bit of peace. And I'm actually feeling meditation would be a great thing for you too. But just allow yourself the rest this month as well. Again, you're doing a lot of work here and it's really wonderful, but you also have to allow yourself that rest and relaxation as well. And finally, we come to the outcome card. And here we have the strength card. And I really love this, how this is all played out. And the fact that you end with the strength card. The strength card is all about conquering your inner critic, that inner voice inside you that is always criticizing you, that always has that nasty thing to say to you. And this is really saying, because this is coming up in the outcome, I really feel like by the end of February, you really have conquered that inner critic. Again, you've stepped into that boss-like emperor energy. You've let go of the devil and that Eight of Swords, and you've walked away from those things. And this has made you so strong, like probably stronger than you have ever been before. But let's clarify that strength card. So with the strength card, you have the lovers. So the lovers is a card of choices again. So it just kind of feels now like at the outcome, at the end of February, again, I do feel like you're going to feel that like you have conquered something, like you have conquered. And I think the choice that you will make come the end of February is, where do I go from here? What is next for me? So in that case, again, I already mentioned the meditation, but that angel on the lovers there is meant to represent our higher self. uh, so I would really connect with your higher self and see where it is that you do need to go next. Where is this next chapter going to take you? I love it. Okay, let's pull the three main themes for February for the Elks. All right. So we have be bold and make the first move. Conclusions are within reach. Oh, and these two wanted to come out together, so we're going to take them together. uh, it's time to release negativity, and balance spirituality and practicality. Okay, so again, this is a lot of what I was, saying. I do think you guys, especially with that emperor energy that you had in the closest relationships, again, I do feel you are going to, by the end of February, you are going to be a little bit more bold. You are going to be a little bit more assertive. Like I said, you're going to have a different kind of confidence because you have conquered these things. And again, the conclusions are within reach. It's right there, and I would say like by the end of the month, you will see some conclusions to some things that you've been working on. Um, but again, there is a little bit of negativity that still needs to be released. And again, I would say that that's probably that eight of shells, those things that are no longer serving you. So just balance the spirituality and the practicality, and just find that middle ground. I always say, uh, you know, keep your feet on the ground and your eyes on the stars, so but keep that connection flowing, from spirit to the earth, and from the earth back up to spirit. Just keep the flow going, and just again, I do believe, again, and it also is balance. And again, I do think with that temperance card, you really are finding the balance this month. Again, you are finding exactly the right recipe for a balanced life. So I absolutely love it, Alex. What a beautiful reading. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And feel free to also leave a comment and let me know what you thought, what your thoughts and feelings were for the February readings. I do love and appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a great month, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.